Hello, this is Matthew and Mount with part 10, that's right, part 10 of the Venom of the Dam, that's right. And with this particular video, I'm going to be drawing together some ideas. It's going to be conclusionary for the series of the Venom of the Dam, that's right. And what we see specifically is we see through all these scriptures that I've read that people can indeed become the vessels of dead and damned things. In a sense, God makes a vessel for noble purposes, and He makes a vessel for dishonorable purposes, according to Romans chapter 9. And when this happens, then some people become vessels for dead and damned things. Dead things that basically have been cut off from Christ. Evil spirits. And when those evil spirits inhabitate a person, then they indeed may and likely will, so to speak, feast on the others. Sort of like suck their blood. And since they are dead, they sort of need to feed on the blood of the Lamb and in proper ways. This is not the sort of thing that would get nourished by Christ directly, but instead something that's more of a parasite, if you will. And so when these evil spirits basically inhabit people, these demons, if you will, even, and when they have a way of springing forth from people and nailing God's children, one could surmise from what we've read that this could happen as a result of a covenantal curse, meaning people that are God's children have somehow disobeyed God's directives, and as a result they have been put in the situation where now they're getting bit. They're getting bit by dead things that spring forth of people's mouths. And when this happens, it is really the case that those people that have generated plans of evil and have dug pits for others, that have these dead things spring from their mouths, that they themselves will fall into the pit they've dug for others as a result of their own justice being wrung in on them. Now, what it says specifically is that there's a purpose for evil, and that purpose for evil is to bring in correction to God's children. And that when that purpose is over and God's children have trusted in the Lord, put their protection in Him and whatnot, then God will go out and avenge His children and nail those evildoers. That's right. That's basically the general message that we get from the scripture regarding the venom of the dam. That God will raise up evil just to discipline His own children. And that once his own children turn to Him, then He'll just basically destroy that evil. He'll destroy that evil by bringing it to the end, its own end, that it basically dug for itself. And so when you watch and when you think about these kind of things, keep in mind very clearly that these issues are real life issues that will affect your everyday living. These are not sort of exotic issues that you never see in real life. This is stuff that if you really concentrate and think upon, you could possibly see some of these patterns in your life. And you could thus understand the purpose of evil. You could understand, let's say, why a person has bad things happen to them. This is certainly one explanation specifically. There's other examples that could be drawn from Scripture, like with Job. The Lord actually says to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job?" And Satan's like, "Oh no," And so Satan goes out and he nails Job. And all that was just a method of teaching. It was a method of teaching because the Lord wanted to show something. That's why the book of Job was written, is just to show something to everybody else. And this sort of issue can occur where you might be as righteous can be, and you might undergo some of these same sort of issues with venom of vipers and the issues of the damned keeping you captive and all kinds of other things like that. And it may just be very specifically that it's just to show other people a lesson. Just like in the book of Job, that he actually became sort of like Satan's toy for a while, where he just basically became an instrument to be toyed with until a certain time had elapsed, and then Job no longer, assumably no longer had that kind of issue in his life. And so that's generally what everything is about. And you can see certain patterns of justice if you clearly understand this message. You could see how the Lord works, why he does what he does in regard to evil and good. And so I thank you very much for watching. That's right. This is the Lord Nailith. That's right. Part 10 of episode 30. That's right. And may God be praised.